The country of Turkey has a long-standing tradition of producing colorful glass mosaic lamps dating back nearly 5,000 years. The lamps are inspired by the colors of the Ottoman Empire, which was a massive empire that controlled parts of Europe, Asia, and Africa between the 14th and the early 20th centuries. The lamps are handmade and combine detailed metal craftsmanship and ornate mosaics made with colored glass, crystal, and sometimes decorative stones. Some of the earliest examples of colored glass originated in the Middle East. Originally, the Turkish lamps were lit by candlelight, followed by oil, and now light bulbs create their colorful glow. Each lamp features a complex, geometric mosaic on the globe. Let's get started creating our own Turkish mosaic lamp. Beginning with the end in mind, let's take a moment and make this Turkish symmetrical mosaic lamp. You'll get an idea sheet of some different shapes and designs to help you get started. Feel free to use that or create your own. Let's take a moment and begin with our black piece of paper, folding it in half. You'll notice that I have some circle templates that you can go around for the lamp, and I am going to draw the rest of the lamp shape on the fold line. The other thing that I'm adding right now is another thick line so that when I make the center of my lamp, that it doesn't go through, that it's large enough so that you have a nice border going around the silver part of the lamp. You can see right there, it's just a little bit larger than what I will need for my aluminum. When you open it, you'll have a symmetrical design for your lamp. Let's go ahead and make the lamp then. I grabbed a piece of aluminum and my circle template, and I'm going to begin by drawing around my circle. Once I've done that, go ahead and trim off the extra pieces. You'll notice that that circle barely fits on, so you'll just end up cutting off the corners so that you have a nice circle to begin with. Perfect. I love the way that looks. Okay, so now that I've got that ready, let's go ahead and start designing the rest of my lamp. In pencil, I like to start planning out what kinds of shapes and designs or patterns do I want to add onto my project. I can start using a pencil and decorate with my lines. Again, feel free to use the idea sheet if that's helpful, but you can also create your own designs too. Once I've finished my pencil work, let's go ahead and get out these metallic markers and show off all of our beautiful pencil designs. Now that I've used my metallic marker for the lines, let's use our metallic colored pencils to fill in some of that black space so that it's more colorful and it's a little bit got more designs into our metallic markers. I really like the way that this is starting to look with both metallic markers and metallic colored pencils. Try to utilize the whole space. Let's go back to the centerpiece now. I went in ahead and I grabbed a piece of scrap piece of white paper. And in my head, I started thinking about cutting out like a snowflake pattern. I folded it a couple times. When I open it, I can use that as my template. You'll notice that I have a stack of papers underneath my project. I did that so that when I started drawing into my aluminum, that my designs will press into the aluminum and I'll have a really great start. I can start to see the lines into my aluminum because of that soft surface. Please do not draw it on a hard table. It doesn't show up very good. You'll also notice how I turned my aluminum over to the back side. This allows for better texture into the aluminum. So some areas are going down and other areas are going up. Constantly turn your aluminum back and forth, and feel free to create as many designs and elements into your project as you can think of. I feel like by breaking up the space like this, it's really turning out cool. Not only am I drawing in the space that made up my snowflake, but sometimes I like to take my pencil and in my design and fill in or decorate part of the snowflake pattern. I'll show you what I mean here in just a moment. This is the negative space, or the shapes that I cut out of the paper. Flipping my paper over using the front side and the back side, but this is what I'm talking about right here. Do you see how I'm also connecting the shapes together to give it more of that mosaic type feel? This really makes it look a lot more interesting into my background. Have fun decorating and designing this radial balanced project. I just love the way that it's starting to look with all of the different textures, lines, and shapes that you can create into your lamp. Here's just a few more. There, I really like the way this is starting to look. Doesn't it look cool? Okay, now that I've got that work done, I think I'm gonna go ahead and add a few more textures with some polka dots around. I didn't want to speed it up too fast because I want you to think about, boy, when you start working on your project, what kinds of art elements can you put into your work? Woo, that looks good. Let's go ahead and grab some Sharpies now and start filling it in with lots of color. You do not have to color both sides. You're just going to color one side of your project because the other side, no one will see. We will glue that together with your lamp.
There.
Okay, now that I've got that colored, I want you to go ahead and take that, bring it over to the hot glue station, and I can glue that together for you. The other thing that I did is I took some yarn and I thought, boy, won't this create some really cool texture? So I'm wrapping it around my hand. I'm gonna grab my pair of scissors and cut that. I was thinking I'm gonna make a tassel out of it. So with that paper, or with that yarn that's been cut, you can tie it together like this, if you want a longer tassel, or you can fold it together and then take that string and tie it together. And then I can take that and glue that anywhere that you want onto your Turkish mosaic lamp. Isn't it cool? I love the way it looks. Happy art making!